Hey guys, it's Sarah back with Glam Finds, and I'm here to give you a requested video about my most complimented fragrances. Now I had to narrow these down to, I want to do top 5, and I'm not going to give them to you in any sort of order because I don't feel like all of these are for the same season anyways, so when I was wearing them, that was going to be the most complimented one for that particular season. So let me go ahead and start with the first one that I acquired, which I know I've already talked about this one before, but it's going to be Viktor and Rolf Spice Bomb Extreme. Now, I know a lot of other people have already talked about this, but this fragrance to me smells like Christmas. I'm not going to talk about the notes. You can watch a million reviews on the notes, and you can watch or read about it on Fragrantica. But this is amazing. This is definitely my favorite winter fragrance. It cuts through the cold. It projects like no other. Longevity is like no other. It is one of my absolute favorite fragrances. And this is technically the one that I would say kind of started me along this collecting journey. I think I only had like a handful when I got that, and now I'm up to right around 100 bottles, which isn't a huge collection, but for me, for not really being in this for that long, is a pretty solid amount. In fact, I actually just decided to slow down because I don't really need that many bottles, and now I'm starting to sell a little bit the ones that I don't think I'm going to wear. But let's move on to the next fragrance, and this is the next one because I picked it up second. So this one I think is the one on the list that you maybe would not expect as much, but it is John Varvatos Artisan Pure. This one I didn't expect to get compliments with it because, I mean, everyone's always talking about how the Varvatos fragrances don't have the best performance, but when I wear this one, I'll get compliments hours after I've applied it, so it actually projects pretty decent. I mean, it's not far, but you're gonna get a solid scent bubble. And I mean, just like this one smells like Christmas, this one smells like spring. I mean, it's a really nice fragrance, and I feel like it's a little more of an upscale white t-shirt fragrance. And you can wear it in a lot of places, and it's not offensive, and I don't feel like you have to spray, you know, too many sprays to get this to work the way it should. I enjoy this one quite a bit. I like it now more that I've gotten to spend more time with it than I did at the beginning. I don't think I was particularly impressed with it at first, but now I honestly really love wearing it. Next, this one is the one that I like to wear the most in fall. And this one, if you've watched my videos, number one date night fragrance for men and women. My sister and my brother-in-law both voted for it, and it is Azzaro Wanted by Night, the darker juice, that cool little design up top. This one smells really good, and it's sweet without being overly sweet. And in all honesty, I like Azzaro fragrances. They are mass appealing fragrances, and I've said this a million times, I got a basic nose, so that's what I like. I like mass appealing fragrances. So yeah, this bottle is like, it's a nice sweet juice. It's not cloying, so it's not gonna offend anybody, but if you work in a climate controlled environment, this is an awesome work fragrance. But again, it can be a little seductive, so I think it's also an amazing date night fragrance. And I don't think it gets the credit that it deserves for being a good date night fragrance. So yeah, Azzaro Wanted by Night. I think this one, yeah, this one is gonna be the newest one to me. I got it kind of randomly. I wasn't going to pick this one up. And then one day I sprayed it on a tester strip, threw it in the car. Next day I smelled it. I was like, this smells sweet and clean at the same time. I have to have it. And as you probably already guessed, it is Paco Rabanne 1 Million Lucky. So I love this juice. I don't know how they made something that smells sweet and clean at the same time, but it works. And it's not a heavy projector, and I think it kind of gets jabbed for not being a strong performer, but I get a full workday out of it, and it projects enough for me to walk around and get compliments. People like this fragrance. I mean, people have liked all of these fragrances, but if it didn't project and it didn't last a long time, I wouldn't get compliments because no one would smell it on me. The other thing I like about this is you're gonna smell it on yourself all day, and it smells really nice. It's enjoyable. So this is definitely one of my top 3 favorites. And another one of my top 3 favorites, which I have to say is probably number 1. I haven't really given it a chance to go head to head with this one in terms of compliments. It smells really good. But I will say I've had this next one for longer, and I have never ever worn this fragrance without getting compliments, unsolicited, and I'm talking about people that I know and people that I don't know. And the reason I even bought this fragrance is because I smelled it on somebody else when I was down in Palm Springs a couple years ago, and I thought it smelled awesome. And then she pulled it out and I saw this bottle and I was like, I gotta have this bottle, and it is Versace Dylan Blue. I know not everyone is a fan of the blue fragrance craze, but this is my favorite of all the blue fragrances. I got a sample of Bleu de Chanel. I got several samples of the EDP, EDT, and Parfum of Sauvage, which I actually don't like at all. But I got the EDP of Bleu de Chanel, and I kind of kept that one on one hand and this one on the other, just to kind of see which one I liked more. But I honestly think I like Dylan Blue more. I may try to wear the Bleu de Chanel out and see compliments wise which one gets more, but I've never ever worn this without getting compliments. By the way, for all 5 of these fragrances, the compliments have been primarily by women. In my opinion, I get complimented more by women than men anyways. I think women are maybe more verbal when they smell something or see something that they like. They'll actually say something. They will compliment you probably more than men, except my Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Man, which is the clone of Creed. That one has been by far complimented significantly more by men, but the rest of these by women. And again, this one in particular, like I can never wear this and not get compliments because it projects really well, and I get pretty solid 6 to 8 hour longevity on this, a little bit more on clothes. And it smells really good. You know, it's got that incensey note, but it's also got that kind of like a fresher opening to my nose. Let's just spray it. Ooh, good sprayer. Yeah. I like that nice fresh opening, but you can smell the incense too. And I like how long it lasts. And I like how pleasant it smells. And I know not everyone wants a people pleaser, not everybody wants compliment monster fragrances, but if you do, this is the one. Because that's what I'm after. I like mass appealing fragrances because I am also a person. So my nose is gonna like those as well. I don't like having to appreciate something for the art. I mean, I understand it, but I don't always want something that I have to think about. I just want something that I'm gonna smell good in, and these 5 have always gotten the job done. So if you are looking for a compliment beast, these 5, in my opinion, would be good ones. This one, I think, for me, is more of a spring-summer, but in all honesty, out of all of these, this is the most versatile. You can wear it year-round, day, night, to anything. Doesn't matter what you're wearing clothes-wise. So this one, and second most versatile in my opinion, is 1 Million Lucky. I know 1 Million is more of a winter fragrance and a clubbing fragrance, but I don't think you're gonna get the same thing from 1 Million Lucky. If you have not smelled that one or this one, out of all these, I think you need to smell them. When it gets closer to winter again, I know we're kind of just coming out of the cold, I'm gonna do a full review on this one because this is a banger. And I feel like if you are a collector, or if you just like to smell good and you live somewhere where it does get cold, at least some point of the year, you gotta have it. But yeah, so these 5, I would definitely recommend. And I think all of them, maybe other than this one, you can get at a pretty good price online. You can usually get this one for about $30 when you can find it. This one on eBay, you could probably get it for around $40. And I think these 2 right now you can pick up around $40. So like all are affordable. So yeah, those are my 5 most complimented fragrances. If you guys have any more video requests, this whole virus thing has obviously got us, most of us, home most of the time. So I have time. Go ahead and leave those down in the comments. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.